My name is Will Perry. I am planning to major in psychology.
Haley Stanley, and my major is diagnostic assistant.
My name is Mireille Sanwidi. My major is web technology.
Students in my co-requisite class benefit, I think, from having the extra time. We talk a lot about time management and how to handle the scope and the breadth of assignments that are being asked of you and how you can make time for that. We also practice using the tools of Google or other annotation tools of just how to interpret text and talk back to the text. So they benefit from that extra practice. That's really what they get. And they get me or the teacher right there with them as they're practicing. So it's not like we're sitting side by side every minute, but they're available and I'm there when a question comes up or students just need a little more guidance on what they're doing. And plus, if you set aside time to do homework in the co-requisite class, you're gonna get your homework done.
People should take a co Req because it gives you more feedback and you get direct explanation with your teacher, and it's very benefit for you. Yeah.
So it's really important for me to make sure that the Co Req class builds upon the main course instead of just repeating the course. So to give an example, if in my composition class my students are analyzing an advertisement and learning what values the advertiser is appealing to, then in my integrated class that would immediately follow, maybe we build our own advertisements and articulate the values that we're appealing to an audience. So in this way, lessons scaffold upon each other, the students are always engaged, but it's the same material and it's reinforcing the concepts.
The co-requisite class is parallel or right alongside the main class. So my co-requisite class met after the regular class. So for example, we would get an assignment to do an annotation of an article in the regular class, and then we would meet again in the co-requisite class, either right after or the next day during that same time slot to work on it together. So to do the annotation, to practice. So to do the homework and to kind of work through and understand the assignment, especially to get started on it before the next class period. That way you don't put things off and you're continuing to improve your work. And again, it gets back to just being more confident as a reader and a writer. That's our ultimate goal. And the co-requisite class allows you a moment of support to help you be more proficient in what you're doing.
The main course is more of like, it's more like an actual class where you're kind of going in there, you know, you're learning, you're getting assignments. And here it's more, just in the co-req, it is more, what would you call it? Like helping you with that class, and that's kind of it.
Okay.
I think my students enjoy the atmosphere of the Co Req class. So it is a smaller class. They have a lot of freedom. So I'll show up every day with a lesson for that day that builds upon what we're doing in the main course. But I always start the class by asking students, what are your concerns? What may you be confused about that you would like us to go over? And if they bring something, then we'll do that for the day. If not, we'll have a lesson that builds upon what we were doing in the main class. So I think that they like the flexibility.
I think people should take a co-req because it helps you think a different way, and it helps make new friends, as it's easier to talk in front of small groups than big groups for some people, including myself. And it just helps a lot with better understanding in your head, hearing things from a different perspective in different ways even.
I think in my co-requisite class, we really talk a lot in the elements section, especially about just getting started with college and how to be prepared for the different things that teachers are going to ask of you in the academic world. So a lot of it is navigating the college experience and finding the helpers that maybe you need, but also how to do academic work for academic writing, academic citations, and how to do homework within a sort of academic mindset. And in the co-requisite course, we practice that every time, and we're working on the stuff that was already assigned in the regular course, but also making time to do the homework that's needed to be successful.
A typical day in my Co Req class consists of me beginning by asking students what questions they have, what concerns they have, if there's any concepts that they're confused about, any help that they need on a particular writing assignment, and if so, we'll spend as much time as we need on that. If not, I'll always have a lesson ready to go, and the lesson will typically build upon what we discussed in the main course, either earlier that day or the previous day.
There is nearly no normal day in the Co Req. It's all kind of dependent on what's going on in Comp 1, because like every day is going to require something different. Some days you're going to be working on a paper. Some days you're just going to be doing some summary practice. It's kind of whatever the instructor thinks you need.
In my Elements Co-Requisite class, we do a lot in a computer lab, sometimes like this, where we're typing in Google Docs, learning to use tools in Google, learning citation methods, using Kirkwood resources like how to research on the Kirkwood Library site, how to also find our helpers, like making Writing Center appointments or visit with counselors or other teachers. How do you interact in that academic world? And so we spend a lot of time in a lab like this using those tools that are there. We also sit often on tables and just work on paper sometimes or within the textbook to look at how a text is put together, how it's structured, as we learn to write in our own way in academic language. For a student that's trying to decide between a Co Req or not, I really think you have to sit down and think about what's going to help you be most successful. And a co-requisite course, especially if writing and reading isn't your strong suit or English isn't your first language, this is the kind of thing that's going to be helpful to you. So it allows you that extra support, allows you that extra time with your instructor, allows you time to get started on homework, helps you use the tools that are available in this academic world, and just navigate the college experience a lot more efficiently.
Writing, like any other skill, takes practice, and so it takes time. I would ask the student to consider whether they're willing or able to put in the required hours outside of class in order to improve, or if they would be more likely to put in those hours in a structured environment where they're working alongside others who have a similar goal and a similar purpose.
Just give me some peace of mind to know that I'm doing things right, and just give me some time to almost to make me do a lot of the stuff that I needed to.
So I would take an exam for my writing unit. The Co Req helped me a lot because I didn't get at first in the main course what it was about, and then the Co Req gave me a lot of details, so I couldn't do it very well.
Like I said, Co Req is more personalized to individuals, and so if you are struggling with something, then this class really helps with that, and you can look more in depth with it.